100 years ago. Because of that, they just start fighting. 100 years later, they're still fighting and they're not knowing why. This is jahil, saying this is honor. What? Is an egg. Is a word. Is a this. Is a that. So people are fighting not for the sake of Allah, they'll fight for the sake of their ego. They're not going to have any benefit from that. They become very jahil. We should not be jahil. Holy Prophet ﷺ came to destroy ignorance. We cannot fall back into that. Ignorance, jahiliyyah, is just round the corner. It's just behind us. It's in front of us. It's everywhere. It is our enemy. And if you are not reminded where your enemy is, you'll believe that the enemy is your friend, because the enemy comes to you as a friend. Shaitan never comes to you as shaitan. Shaitan comes to you as your buddy. Your ego never asks you to disobey with bad things. It asks you to disobey with good, nice, pleasurable things. So we have to be careful, in this month especially, in the month of Allah. So yes, we have to increase our tawbah this month. We have to increase saying astaghfirullah lazim wa atubu ilayh. We have to find a time every day to sit just for a few minutes, to block everything out, and to say, I am making intention to enter into a seclusion. In our tradition, they say between Asr and Maghrib to sit. You cannot sit 1.5 hours. People today, they're very busy. But what's going to happen if you know that you're going to die that day? Oh, you cancel all the appointments, right? You cannot even eat. You cannot even go to the... You're just going to sit there and say, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Remembrance of death. Maybe we should remember it a little bit more and say, if I'm going to die today, and this is my last prayer, my last zikr, how am I going to be? To just remember it, there's going to be blessing. That way, the dunya's pull on you, the ego's pull on you, your ignorant pulls on you, it's not going to be so strong. Because every time you're checking, you're controlling it. Every time you're checking it. So, well, we see in this month the azab of Allah coming. There's a month of forgiveness, but it looks as if it's not coming. Isn't that a big sign? The month of forgiveness, that even the mushriks, they say we're not going to fight. Everyone is going to be at peace, peaceful, happy. Meaning, you know? At the time when they were not worshipping Allah, by themselves they stopped, peace came to them. 2 billion Muslims, mashallah. This whole world now. The month of Allah, instead of the month of peace, when there is no war, there is no suffering. Inside and outside. You see the curse of Allah coming. Oof, if this is coming in the month of Recep, what's going to happen in Shaban? What's going to happen in Ramadan? What's going to happen to the Safar that is going to come later? Believers, as I said months ago, what did I say? It wasn't too long ago. I said, we don't have any fear from Allah anymore. Didn't I say that? I made several sohbats like that. There's no fear from Allah anymore. People don't fear Allah. Believers don't fear Allah. Unbelievers definitely don't fear Allah. There's no fear of Allah anymore. Like Allah is in charge, anything can happen to us. No. We take it for granted. Now the whole world is in fear. Fear from something that they cannot even see. You know what this means? Do you know what this means? We're being punished with the punishment of nemrut. We're not even being punished like Firaun. Firaun, punishment really that came to him, how it finished him, he was crossing the sea and the water covered, no? He drowned. Of course, we're talking about the water is a different water, that's different, but he drowned. But before he drowned, before he died, He wanted to say Shahadat. He's always known that, but he was stubborn. Like Shaitan. But last minute he thinks that he can just say Shahadat. And Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam was so upset. Allah gave him permission. He says, no, you're not going to get away so easy. If once you say Shahadat, then everything is going to be forgiven from you. No, you caused so much pain to the beloveds of Allah. You came all the way from the paradises, split second, and closed Firaun's mouth with the earth to stop him from saying Shahadat. Yes, sometimes Allah gives permission to other ones to punish. Do you understand? Allah doesn't have to, but sometimes He gives permission to His beloved ones to punish. We have to be careful. You can say, no, you're not Allah, but Allah may give you the power. Oh, you cannot do anything to me. But if that one is a beloved to Allah, what he says from his mouth is reaching to Allah directly. Not you, not us. So the old days, people, they fear. In the old days, even the unbelievers, they fear. If they say, oh, this is a holy man, we don't belong to the same religion, we don't believe what he believes in, but this is a holy man and he's powerful. Oh, better not say anything. Better be nice to him. You do that in normal life, right? With your work, you don't like this person, but this person is powerful, he's useful. You don't want to make any enemies, correct? You become professional. People had more intelligence back then. They are more professional. They say, this one we don't believe, but this one, he's powerful. If you're nice to him, he's nice to you, good things happen to you. If you are nasty to him, oh, something bad happens to you, oh, better not do that. That's why you see so many unbelievers going to maqams of the awliya also, especially in a land where there are many unbelievers, like in China or in the Balkans or in India or other. You see, they are kafir, but they're going and they're asking prayers in the tombs of the Sahabis, in the tombs of the awliya. They're showing that they have intelligence, you know. You cannot be having intelligence and being stubborn. The two doesn't go together. In order to be intelligent, you cannot be stubborn. In order to be intelligent, to learn something, you have to say, okay, I don't know anything. You teach me. I'm not going to say this or saying that. So these people, they were intelligent. They were not being stubborn. So Firaun, he drowned. And it wasn't until thousands of years later that Shaykh Maulana Sultan al-Awliya showed his miracle. And he showed it with our Shaykh, to our Shaykh. They were visiting a museum, and there was his body. And everyone is coming around and everyone is going. They're not watching their Shaykh. They're not trying to understand. They're just being robots or being whatever. They're going. Shaykh Maulana, they're saying to Shaykh Effendi, stay. Just the two of them, a couple of people. He went up to the dead, shrunken mummy, and he's saying, say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. And that mummy started to move the mouth, repeating this shahadat. There's still the body. Today's people, they don't even have bodies anymore. How? Now the saints, even if they have the power, how are they going to intercede? There's no body to say shahadat. They burn all their bodies. You understand? Before they got burnt in the grave and Akhirat, they already burnt in this land. Finished. Punishment upon punishment. But man is still ignorant, is still not waking up. So we got now the punishment of Nemrut, not of Firaun. That Nemrut, his whole army was destroyed by mosquitoes. That the whole body just burned, just like that. And those mosquitoes came from Jahannam. Just like the birds of Ababil who came carrying the stones from Jahannam, and it dropped onto the people who was trying to destroy the Kaaba. So now, no one is fearing. Allah put a fear instantaneous like that. Not something, not a big tsunami, nothing. Not one big monster coming. Not one big fire. And all these it's sending, but mankind don't care. Correct? All the earthquakes, what more are we going to see? Everything is happening, everything is saying, wake up, face your Lord, turn your heart to your Lord. Not okay. Now you can become so stubborn that we're going to send something that is invisible. But everyone is going to be scared. How many you think are now turning to Allah? Quite a few. It's still a blessing. Maybe. So now we've come to that station. We are like Nemrut. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, if it's between Firaun and Nemrut, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is preferring Firaun than Nemrut. Nemrut is very cruel. And Nemrut is very stubborn. And Nemrut is very arrogant. At least Firaun was taking care of his own people. Look, Allah is not even mentioning Nemrut in the Quran. But Allah is saying Firaun, Firaun, Firaun. For Nemrut, he's just saying that one. Not even caring to give that one a name. It's just that one. Today's people, they are living and they're dying without a name. That one. Just like that. Is Allah punishing us? We're doing it to ourselves. It's not Allah's punishment yet. Wait to see when Allah's punishment is going to come. As believers, yes, fill up these days and nights. Have a little bit more fear to Allah. So we became Nemruts, and Allah sent the punishment of Nemrut. That Nemrut's end came with one mosquito that entered through his nose and make him to go crazy. This is nothing yet. Disease is not making people to go crazy like that. But it will come. When people are going to go crazy with the disease, they're going to kill themselves. Run to your sajda. Run to your prayers. Run to your wudu. Run to your shaykh. Run to Allah and His Prophet ﷺ. Don't run to this dunya. If you have no business with the dunya, don't go running around. Stay, be quiet, be easy. Do you understand? Even if this whole world will be in the flood of fire, maybe because we have good thoughts about the awliya Allah and we're trying to keep simple, we will be like that old woman who survived the flood of Nuh by herself, and all she saw from the flood was some mud on her cow's body. Yes, it happens too. May Allah forgive us, inshallah. May Allah protect us. May we become better ones, inshallah. Rahman. Wa min Allahi tawfiq al-Fatiha.